To the far east of the Warhammer world, past the Mountains of Morn and the Great Moor, lies the Empire of Grand Cathay, a vast, venerable nation possessed of the sort of swagger that can only come from being led by immortal, celestial dragons. Cathay's history predates the collapse of the polar warp gates and the arrival of chaos. When the ruinous powers first swept the world, the Celestial Dragon Emperor took mortal form in order to gather human tribes and defend his burgeoning empire. In order to protect these lands, he ordered the construction of the Great Bastion, a mighty wall imbued with the magic of the Emperor himself, which stands as a timeless edifice against the constant menace of chaos. The rule of the Emperor and his consort, the Moon Empress, is absolute, but he's currently absent, instead leaving the governance of Cathay in the hands of his children, Miao Ying, the Storm Dragon, and Xiao Ming, the Iron Dragon. Now that might make him sound like the sort of dad who plays with trains in his shed, while his children defend the house from burglars, but they're more than capable. Born warriors whose natural form is that of a terrifyingly powerful dragon. These are beings who are older and, in their minds, wiser than most gods. As dragons, the scions of the Celestial Emperor make normal dragons look like cartoon lizards, and let's not even get started on wyverns. Harmony is crucial in Grand Cathay, and this is as true on the battlefield as it is in governance. Their units receive buffs for fighting in unison, and this informs how they deploy. Rows of impenetrable spears hold the line, while Cathay's incredible ranged troops shred enemies from afar. Archers and crossbows are effective enough, but it's the gunpowder units that really set Cathay apart. Crane gunners can snipe enemies from a frightening distance, outranging anything save artillery. And iron hail gunners are short-ranged specialists that can rip through armoured units like rice paper, essentially the Cathayan equivalent of a shotgun. The Fire Rain rocket is the ultimate in Cathayan artillery, a battery of explosive rockets that can annihilate massed units. Even Cathay's aerial troops are deadly at range, and drop bombs on anyone unfortunate or stupid enough to stand beneath them. As well as standard horses, Cathay can field great Longma riders, armoured flying cavalry that can trample any units that manage to reach your line without getting shot first. And towering terracotta sentinels, the ancient protectors of Cathay, provide an elegant and intimidating defence against most monstrous enemies. If you want to know what happens when you draw the ire of the Empire of Grand Cathay, just ask the Ogre Kingdoms. Legend has it that their incursions into ancient Cathay annoyed the Celestial Dragon Emperor so much, his astromancers dropped a literal comet onto the ogres, destroying 2/3 of their population and creating a hole in the planet that the ogres would later come to venerate as the Great Moor. Dragons, cannon, terracotta giants, and weaponized celestial bodies. You rouse the great empire of Grand Cathay at your peril.
Master of the storm!